Welcome to News Now on TV360. I am Fidelia Aguncha. The Nigerian Senate says the country's unity is not negotiable. The Senate resolution comes in the midst of separatist agitation in parts of the country. President of the Senate, Bukola Saraki, after a closed-door session, said the lawmakers agreed the territorial integrity of the country must be protected. He warned the Senate will use all possible measures to ensure peace is restored to all parts of Nigeria. The Senate also advised groups pursuing any agitation to do so within constitutional means. Despite criticisms from different quarters, the federal government appears not to be backing down on its decision to proscribe the indigenous people of Biafra. As part of the requirement to finalize the process, the federal government has gazetted the order of the Federal High Court in Abuja proscribing and declaring the IPOB as a terrorist organization. It will now publish it in 2 national dailies to complete the process. The Federal Ministry of Justice is set to notify banks, Nigerian embassies abroad, and foreign missions operating in Nigeria on the move by the government. A Boko Haram commander, Idris Ibrahim Babawo, has been arrested by the Nigerian police and handed over to the Nigerian army. Babawo was arrested in Ondo State, southwest Nigeria. According to the army spokesperson Sani Usman, the terrorist, who goes by the name Diko and Nagada, is believed to be serial number 156 on the wanted Boko Haram terrorist list. He says the suspect had fled the northeast following the military clampdown on the terrorist group. Looking at more stories now, the DSS have arrested 2 suspected illegal arms dealers along Funtuagusa Road in Zamfara State. Army spokesman Brigadier General Sani Usman in a statement said preliminary investigations showed the suspects were on their way to deliver ammunition to armed bandits. 1 AK-47 rifle magazine and over 1,400 rounds of ammunition was recovered from the suspects. Officials of the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) on Tuesday stormed the National Assembly complex and dropped loads of documents at the entrance of Dino Melaye's office. The officials were there to notify the embattled lawmaker on the petition to recall him from the Nigerian Senate. Melaye, who represents Kogi West Senatorial District, is facing a battle to keep his seat at the Nigerian Senate after 52% of its constituents voted to recall him. He has described the recall process as unconstitutional. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, has ordered the dismantling of all roadblocks nationwide. The order, which is with immediate effect, include roadblocks at Lagos to Ibadan, Shagamu to Benin, Benin to Onitsha, Okene to Abuja, Kaduna to Kano, Katsina to Kano, Otukpo to Enugu, and Enugu to Port Harcourt expressways. According to the police, the directive became necessary to enable ease of doing business in Nigeria, safeguard and guarantee free passage of goods and travelers throughout the country. The place of women in nation building has once again been emphasized. Stakeholders are insisting no socio-economic development can be achieved where women are relegated in decision-making processes. This demand was made known at the National Conference on Women, Peace and Security in Abuja, Nigeria's nation's capital.
The Nigerian woman is not only an important part of our history, but a pivot of our future development as a nation. We all know, and we are the saying that goes that when you invest in a woman, you are investing in the nation. The same goes for our children. I wish to encourage all of us in here to put in our best in this assignment to ensure that we have actionable resolutions produced at the end of this conference.
Today, we take yet another bold step by creating a platform for the voice of Nigerian girls and women to be heard, by having the first national conference on women, peace and security in Nigeria. It's a journey. It will be a long one, but we must remain resolute and undeterred in the face of daunting challenge that we are having in front of us. Together, we can surmount and overcome these barriers to girl and women substantive participation into peace-building process.
I'm here because Norway wants to support you in your endeavors to create and sustain peace in the face of conflict, face of post-conflict and reintegration, and to support your efforts to ensure that women are a part of these processes. We are pleased to partner with you. Now, a year ago, we initiated the program with UNICEF and other partners in the northeast of the country. The program focuses on the psychosocial follow-up of women and children who have been liberated from Boko Haram.
The United States says about 2 billion naira was awarded to Nigerian students in Abuja as financial aid scholarships in 2016. David Young, Deputy Chief of Mission U.S. Embassy, said this at an education fair in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city. The 18th annual college fair is co-hosted by the U.S. Embassy through Education USA and the U.S. Commercial Service.
So I would just encourage you to seek these kind of opportunities. There are tremendous exchanges, and you have a chance to be an ambassador from your country to the United States and to meet students from all over the world. And that kind of exchange of what you learn about not only the country you visit, but your own country, because you learn the things that you like about home, the things that you think could be improved, and that dialogue back and forth of things that you learn about the world as you engage abroad. This past year, nearly $6 billion, 2.1 billion naira in financial aid and scholarships were awarded to students advised by Education USA here in Abuja alone.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, has challenged the pardon granted by Governor of Sokoto State Aminu Tambuwal to 5 persons accused of corruption. The Sokoto State High Court had discharged Tukur Al-Khali, Bello Isa Sadiq, Habibu Madachi, and Muhammadu Dingyadi from further criminal proceedings based on a pardon granted to them by Tambuwal. Obviously not pleased with the ruling, the anti-graft agency have now approached the Sokoto Court of Appeal, challenging the verdict. Oyo State Governor Abiola Ajimobi has condemned the attack on the palace of the Olubadan of Ibadan, Oba Saliu Adetunji. This comes hours after gunmen stormed the palace of the traditional ruler, who was installing some chiefs on Monday, wreaking havoc on some vehicles parked inside the palace. Governor Ajimobi, in a statement signed by his special advisor on media and strategy, Yomi Layinka, directed security agencies to ensure the masterminds were swiftly arrested, interrogated, and brought to justice. British Airways says it has begun investigating a video of a woman suspected to be an air hostess of the airline making racist comments about Nigerian passengers. The minute-long clip shows the woman wearing the uniform of an air hostess say she is about to fly to Nigeria. According to a report in the British press, the clip was circulated among British Airways cabin staff who reported it to the company.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello, Alahaji. Right now I'm in Abuja. No. Hello, Adamu. Right now I'm in Kano. Yes. When I get back, I will just call you. Look, what is wrong with you? I'm talking on the phone and you are gesticulating and doing. What's wrong with you?
Daddy, where exactly are we as we speak?
Are you alright? This is Lagos.
Well, you just lied to someone that we're in Abuja.
Keep quiet. Who told you can tell an elderly person is lying?
Daddy, you just lied. And by lying, you are raising corrupt children for the future of Nigeria. That is corruption, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. It's time for business with Ngozi Okoye.
Thank you, Fidelia. The Central Bank of Nigeria's Monetary Policy Committee has decided to retain the country's benchmark interest rate at 14%. The CBN also decided to leave the existing cash reserve ratio from commercial banks at 22.5% and the liquidity ratio at 30%. This is the 7th time in a row the CBN has decided to leave all rates at the same level. CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele said the decision is based on the need to maintain consistency in the growth of the economy. The latest news comes weeks after the National Bureau of Statistics announced the country has finally emerged from recession.
With respect to loosening, committee believed that although it would make it more attractive for Nigerians to acquire assets at cheaper prices, thus increasing their net wealth and therefore stimulate spending as confidence rises, it nevertheless felt constrained that loosening at this time will exacerbate inflationary pressures and worsen the exchange rate and inflationary condition. Committee also felt that loosening will further pull the real rate deeper into negative realm as the gap between the nominal interest rate and inflation widens. On the argument to hold, the committee believes that the effects of fiscal policy actions towards stimulating the economy have begun to manifest as evidenced in the exit of the economy from the 15-month recession. Although still fragile, the fragility of the growth makes it imperative to allow more time to make appropriate complementary policy decisions to strengthen the recovery.
The federal government has released a total of 336 billion naira from the 2017 budget to federal ministries, departments and agencies for funding of the capital project in the first quarter of 2017. Power, Works and Housing received largest allocation of 90 billion naira, followed by Defense and Security, which got 71 billion, while Transport got 30 billion naira. Furthermore, Agriculture received 30 billion and Water Resources got 12 billion. Other sectors combined received a total sum of 103 billion. Minister of Finance Mrs. Kemi Adeosun said the prioritization of the release of available funds was made in accordance with the objectives of the Economic Recovery and Growth Plan. She explained that in 2017, the federal government will continue to focus on capital expenditure, spending on priority sectors to stimulate economic activities and job creation. It was a bear run today at the stock market with a downward move of minus 1.15%. The leading gainers were Presco PLC, Nascon Allied Industries PLC, Unilever, and Zenith Bank. And the four top losers include Nestle, Dangote Cement, International Breweries PLC, and Nigeria Breweries PLC. Meanwhile, among the top traders for the day were Continental Reinsurance PLC, Sterling Bank, Access Bank, and Transcorp Hilton. The volume of total trade for the day was over 500 units, valued at 3.62 billion naira in 3,120 deals. And that is it on Business News. And it's back to you, Fidelia.
Give him his shoes somewhere here, his phone and everything.
Don't do like that again. No.
Thank you. So, bye-bye. Hey, Oga, where do you think you are going?
Oh, you never shake body.
Eh?
You never shake body.
Shake body, see?
Huh? You never shake body.
Eh?
Never shake body.
I don't get cocoa for my body.
You go take for here. Sit down there.
Down.
What's this man still doing here?
They say I do shake body. I shake body, I shake body. They say I do this. And I say I don't get color.
You are asking for money.
Sorry, ma'am.
Asking for money. to bail a suspect is an act of corruption. Both of you will be punished. Corruption is not allowed within the force. Remember,
police is your friend. Giving and taking bribe is wrong.
Corruption, not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Welcome back. Kenyan police used tear gas and batons to disperse protesters who say election officials should be sacked before the rerun of a presidential poll. The protesters are accusing the electoral body of favoring President Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga, who lost his presidential bid on August 8, will get another chance after the Supreme Court annulled the election citing irregularities. However, Odinga has accused the Electoral Commission of being a puppet of Kenyatta's ruling Jubilee Party, saying he will not participate in the October 26 rerun if election officials are not sacked and prosecuted. Angola's new president has been sworn in at a ceremony in Luanda. João Lourenço took the oath a month after the governing MPLA won elections. Lourenço, a former defense minister, replaces José Eduardo dos Santos, who stood down after 38 years in power. Moving on to sports now, Super Eagles coach Geno Rowe has recalled Alex Iwobi and Daniel Akpeyi for the World Cup qualifiers against Zambia in Uyo. Both players were injured for the previous matches against Cameroon. Also in the 23-man list for the match are regulars like Captain Mikel Obi, Victor Moses, and Odion Igalo. The Eagles will take on Zambia in Uyo on October 7th. Super Eagles goalkeeper Ikechukwu Ezenwa has promised the team will not disappoint at next year's African Nations Championship. Ezenwa, who was named the best goalkeeper of the sub-regional tournament, said the Eagles had decided to focus their attention on CHAN. Nigeria have featured in the last two editions of the competition. They finished third on their debut in 2014 but failed to go past the group stage last year in Rwanda. Former Spain international Xavi Alonso has announced he is training to become a coach. The 34-year-old, who announced his professional retirement in June 2017, declared his intention in a short statement on Tuesday. The former Real Madrid, Liverpool and Bayern Munich player has had a splendid playing career. He was capped 114 times by Spain and was part of the country's squad that won successive European Championship and one World Cup title. Well, that's all on news now. Thanks for watching. I am Fidelia Aguncha.